Simply speaking, brother. It's not that hard.
The crust of the Earth is all on top of a magma mantle, and the fact that there's mountains don't hold up the rest of the crust above the mantle. It's just on top of the crust, which is also on top of the mantle.
Here, let's see this. This is even a better way to explain it.
Stop saying that you're explaining things to me, man.
I say you said mountains and you forgot about anything that stabilizes the Earth.
Here's what I think. Say, here's what I think. Explaining entails that you're right. I don't think you're right. So I'm not.
Okay, so you're saying that now I'm getting to explain things that you're just taking everything for the grain of salt. You just look at it and I'm just going to take it for what it is instead of just
say
actually
what you think.
At it.
Just say what you think.
What I think? It's not what I think. Honestly, if it was what I think, then I would be God today, so it just doesn't work that way. If I think whatever I wanted to think, then, yeah, okay. Okay, so in specific mountains, there's something called pressure release and crust recycling and nutrient distribution and stuff like this. So there's a bunch of mountains that go down to the floor and they do the same things that volcanoes would kind of do. So when you go to top of Mount Everest and certain things, I don't know, but volcanoes and different mountains leaving geological pressure, cycling pressed and feeding life. This is the most crucial role long-term in climate stabilization through this carbon cycle.
So Deepak, I don't know. What should I do in the rest of this conversation? I feel like this is maybe going nowhere. I don't know.
Maybe go to a different religion. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier.
Usually when I talk to people, I say, hey, you can steelman me, I can steelman you, we can try to get a better understanding of our point of view. But you don't care about what's true. You're just trying to dismiss. You're just trying to dismiss everything that happens. You have all of your things that you say are basically gibberish responses.
Yeah, so the carbon cycle doesn't make any sense to you?
Oh, the backbone isn't a backbone. Oh, these are actually everything you've said.
Brother, you told me the backbone wasn't connected to the spine. I literally
the backbone is the spine.
Now you're saying that, but you didn't say that 2 days ago.
Yes, I did, and I have it on replay. So if you want to bet me $1,000, we can.
I watched the replay.
Would you like to bet me $1,000 in this matter?
Okay, so now we're gonna talk back about it. Here, ready? Tell me what you tried to say about where semen comes from.
I think the semen comes from the balls.
The balls.
Yeah. And I have a little picture of a skeleton that has a little, circle on it, or a little red circle between where the backbone and the ribs are.
Yeah.
You know, man, Alec, man, you are not curious enough to talk to me.
That wasn't.
You're not a curious man.
Oh, what happened? You left?
I moved him down. He was pissing me off. I just can't believe the mental gymnastics that people go through.
Yo, shalom, guys.
What is your fucking picture of your profile picture? What is this? Is this swastika with a star? What is that?
No, that's a Somali flag.
What?
Wait, isn't the Somali flag the one that has the AK-47 on it?
No, this is the updated version.
Wait, why does it have a swastika on it?
This is the Somali flag only has a star. It doesn't have a swastika embossed or whatever superimposed on it.
Where are you guys from?
Wait, please, can we talk about the swastika on your flag? Like, what is that?
Bro, I don't know. Please don't cancel me.
Yeah, you're canceled, brother. Like, what the fuck?
No, brother, man. Why?
Because it's a swastika on your picture, profile picture, bro.
No, but it's like it's subtle. You can't really see it.
It's not subtle at all. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, why do you have swastika on your fucking flag?
Nah, I will tell you why, bro. I was listening to Kanye West's new song, and he said, "Nigga, Heil Hitler," and then I said, "Yeah, this kind of fire."
You know that in Namibia, the Germans killed a lot of Africans. They just genocided a bunch of Africans. You know that, right?
Yeah, but do you know a lot of people from Senegal for the Germans as well?
Hitler would kill you, Kunta. Do you understand that?
No, he wouldn't do that.
He absolutely would kill you. He would see you as a worthless black piece of shit, worthy of death because of your low IQ.
What the fuck, bro? Are you calling me a word?
No, he would say that. He would say that.
Did you just call me a worthless piece of black shit?
No, I didn't. I said Hitler would say that.
Guys, did you hear that?
No. I said Hitler would say that. Like, but listen. Hitler would say these words. This is what Hitler would say verbatim. Hitler would say, "You're a dumb, worthless piece of shit, and you deserve to die in my gas chambers because you're a worthless, dumb, black, fucking African, subhuman piece of shit." That's what Hitler would say to you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. That's why are you putting swastikas on your fucking profile picture? That's why fucking Hitler was. That's why it's weird that you have a swastika.
Yo, Sam, can I ask you a real question?
No, why do you have a swastika, given that Hitler would kill you?
Okay, if I change my profile picture, can we have a conversation?
Sure, but again, what? It just doesn't make any sense that Hitler would kill you and you fucking want to put a picture of him.
Okay, so I'm a disabled Jewish guy and I'm black. If that gives me any more rights in this room. So Sam, what do you think of Hitler and like everything?
Well, I basically think that Hitler, when he would see you, he'd be like, "Look at this subhuman, dirty piece of shit.
I'm light skinned, bro. I'm light skinned.
Uncivilized, like African piece of shit who can't even rub two sticks together and build civilization or any technology at all. And that the German people should just come in and fucking kill all of you, build a new land full of Aryans."
I'm not gonna lie, Sam. I would have a serious conversation with Hitler.
He would just kill you, man.
No, like in a room with no weapons and like, you know.
Yeah, he would just kill you. That's cool.
I would ask him like, why do you think like this?
And he would be like, "Doesn't talking this and talking." He speaks German, not even.
But Sam, what do you think of everything that's going on right now?
I think Hitler's a piece of shit. I think Kanye's a retard. I think that I want peace in the Middle East.
But is it free Palestine or like shalom?
It's like neither. It's like I want Jews to be safe, and I want the Palestinians to be safe, and I want them both to have their own country where they're safe. Like.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about Somali people?
I think they're pretty cool. I think Somali and Eritrean women are some of the prettiest women in the world.
Thanks, man. So, what's your ethnicity?
I am a Scottish man.
Damn, I love Scotland, man.
Nice.
I feel like I'm the only black person on stage. Is that right?
Yeah, probably. Yo, Deepak, something that's been making me really happy is I posted my Islam critique on a bunch of different subreddits. And instead of having people being like, "You're wrong, Sam, nothing you're seeing is true," I just got a lot of love, you know? And that makes me happy. People are like, "Yeah, thank you, Sam. You're the best, Sammy. You're so cool."
received love from ex-Muslims?
Atheists, ex-Muslims, who else? People that like to debate religion, so I guess Christians and Jews and Hindus.
It's a fringe niche.
Wait, I just want. So Sam, wait, were you posting all this document viewers in the Islam is evil subreddit, or the you should be an Islam, you should be a Muslim?
So there's ex-Muslim, which are people that used to be Muslims. There's critique Islam, which is another subreddit. There's debate religion, and then there's atheism. And that's why I posted it.
Like, the third one, I mean, there's no reason to be surprised, right? Like, what's going to happen when you post it in, like, understand Islam Reddit?
I tried to post it in Islam, but the moderators deleted it, which was sad.
No surprise.
So I was hoping that the Muslims would be into free speech and free expression, but I guess, surprisingly, they're not into that. I don't understand intuitively why not. Why the Muslims would not be into free speech and free expression. But, you live, you learn. That's what I always say. Live, love, learn, laugh. Launder. Lunge. Lick. Laminate. That's the longer version of that phrase, but we don't really say that. But yeah, the atheism subreddit, there was a couple of Shanitos in there being like, why would you need to tell me why not to be Islam? They have the burden of proof on them. I don't need to learn about anything about Islam. The burden of proof is on them, And we had a few people being like, there's no evidence for Islam. And I'm like, the mere fact that it doesn't just say poop 5 million times in the Quran is evidence of Islam. Because that would lower the probability. So the fact that it says what it says is raises the probability. He's like, that's not what evidence is. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, we can get way more positive feedback from the ex-Muslims. One lady was like, I was so guilty about being an ex-Muslim, but then you made me feel so much better that I don't feel guilty about being an ex-Muslim anymore. I was like, fuck, yeah, made someone feel better about their faith. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is pathetic.
Wait, what's pathetic?
So I don't know. It's just so you post this on Reddit and you expect some love from people. I don't know. It's just...
But I got the love. It was nice. Is love bad?
So why don't you actually do a constructive argument? Like you take all the negative arguments and you actually try your best to give the benefit of the doubt and try to come with the best arguments for the faith. At least it shows you're not biased, because otherwise you're starting off on a weird foot.
All right. Well, just for your benefit, I will defend Islam right now. Islam, if God existed and he had revealed himself to the world, you would kind of expect him to be successful because God is not incompetent. So then you'd expect the religion to be the biggest or the fastest growing religion in the world. You'd expect it to be God's religion. That's what you find. So that's some evidence. Also, the fact that I think his name is Ibn Walid. I'm forgetting his name. Whatever. The sword of the prophet. He was one of the most successful generals of all time, and it's kind of what you'd expect to see if God was, guiding a religion, is to make its generals just unbeatable masters, basically. Then what else is?
Guys, I showed you do you remember the research?
Oh, you don't want me to defend your faith? You told me to defend your faith and you don't want to do it. Okay, that's cool.
No, you could continue. But it's just like I'm adding on what you're saying. Don't you remember the research you did with the axis and the criterias?
The what?
The axis, like all the criterias, and then if you actually put forth like certain criterias, which information, poem, communication, recitation, it's gonna be like a winner. You did the research.
Yeah. All right, so sorry, one second. Sorry. So other arguments for Islam are that whole societies have been based on it, and they didn't collapse. That's some evidence that God did it. Let's see, so you got the then I guess the fact that so many people believe Muhammad, even though Muhammad is like making a ridiculous claim that like an angel is talking to him in a cave. Like if I said to you, "Hey, bro, an angel just talked to me in a cave," you wouldn't believe me. So the fact that people believe Muhammad seems to be some evidence that he was like either credible as a man or like at least showing them things that were rather shocking. That would make them believe. I guess the fact that when you recite the Quran, it sounds so beautiful. That's some evidence. Like the fact that it's got some aesthetic value. That's evidence for it. Let's see. I don't know. That's a pretty good case for Islam.
There's even more to it. You know, the other day I even took the time to add 22 minus 17. 17 axes on top of the research. So what do I mean by this is that you know, the message I sent you, which said basically you ask ChatGPT, be brutally honest and non-biased, which single text, law, whether a poem, recitation, proclamation, or other form of communication across human history, scores the highest on these criteria. And then, you know, you have a criteria, for example, cognitive load and retention, or diachronic innovative curve, or so on and so forth, right? So now I did a research recently where I added 17 criteria to find what like even if an extraterrestrial being would have like sent something ultra smart, you know, it's gonna pop up 100%. And even after 22 criteria as restrictions and filters, the Quran came above all. So for me, it means something. It's not just like, you know, a book. You just like you try to put anything like to kind of like counter the puzzle, but it just like beats you. That's what it is. Like the p-value, the chances like reduces the more criterias you apply to it, but somehow still there. And then you got also the Hebrew Bible and the Gospels. Like the Bible was, I think, on top, like in the top 5. So there's something there too.
Yeah, so I asked ChatGPT, what are the top 10 wisest books of all time? It says the Tao Te Ching, Analects of Confucius, the Bhagavad Gita, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Zhang Zhui, Ecclesiastes, Nicomachean Ethics, the Enchiridion, and then the Dhammapada and Letters to Lucilius. The Quran's not even mentioned, brother.
Yeah, so you use, like, how did you formulate it?
I just said rank books, the top 10 wisest books of all time.
Let me do this, actually. Be brutally honest and non-biased.
Can you make a new window that's a private window so it doesn't have access to your previous chats?
Yeah,
so
sure.
The way you do that is you click on S on the on.
No, I know how to do it.
You know, okay.
Done. Okay. Oh, but now I don't have access to my account. Okay, no worries. It's gonna do like a
Oh no, you don't have to. You don't need to make a private window in Safari or whatever. There's a way to just make a private chat.
Okay, how?
So it's called temporary chat. It's in the top right window. So if you are on ChatGPT, the page right next to it says turn on temporary chat.
Got it. Perfect. Okay. Nice. I didn't know that. Okay, be really honest and non-biased. Which books are the wisest? Did you say of all time?
Top 10 wisest books of all time.
I'm just gonna type which book are the wisest of all time.
Why don't you do top 10?
Are in the top 10 of the wisest of all time. Okay. Still doing a research. Take some time.
Okay. Can you read?
Still doing a research. Oh, okay, now it'll pop up. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So it says here Tao Te Ching. What was your first one?
Tao Te Ching, yeah.
Tao Te Ching.
Mm-hmm.
Analect. Second. Yep. Bhagavad Gita.
Yep.
Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita. And then Upanishad. Upanishad. Dhammapada. To the Buddha. Ecclesiastes.
Dharmapada. What is that?
Nicomachean.
Nicomachean.
Which one is that?
Meditation.
Nicomachean Ethics. Aristotle wrote the Nicomachean Ethics.
And Man's Search for Meaning. Okay. So it didn't put the Quran, that's true.
Nope, didn't mention the Quran. Did it?
I can't believe it.
Same for me. I don't know how.
I'm in utter shock.
Oh, you mean the book that's constantly just saying how the unbelievers are fools and they're gonna burn in
I
hell?
knew it. I knew it.
The book that's just like the fucking dumbest book ever is that in there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Influence, depth of
The book that's like, you burn the unbeliever. They're the fools and kill them if they don't agree with you.
I'm gonna ask the question. Why not the Quran?
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
Don't read out your thing for your own self.
While you do that, I'm going to tell you what ChatGPT says is the most important lesson in each of my 10 top 10.
Fine.
So, Tao Cheng, the surest way to an effectiveness is Wu Wei, an act without striving, letting things unfold in harmony with a larger way. Analytics. Lasting order begins with self-cultivation, ritual propriety, and humane concern outward from the person to the family, community, to the state. You gotta not ever talk over me, I mean.
I'm gonna mute. Oh, I thought I was muted.
He doesn't like it.
Do your duty with wholehearted devotion, yet zero attachment to outcomes. Dedicate the fruits to something beyond the ego. Meditations. Everything that happens is the raw material for virtue. Meet each event with reason and justice, and acceptance of nature's impermanence. Sangjui. Freedom arises when you stop clinging to fixed identities and shift perspectives as easily as a butterfly changes direction. Ecclesiastes. Since all achievements pass like vapor, savor simple joys in the present. Confront mortality honestly. Nicomachean Ethics. Happiness is an activity of a soul in accordance with balanced virtue, forged by habitual, deliberate choices. The Enchiridion. Peace hinges on knowing the strict line between what is in your control and what is not in your control. Dhammapada. Mind precedes all experience. Train it in mindfulness and compassion to end the suffering for yourself and others. Letters to Lucilius. Guard your one non-renewable resource, time, and use it to cultivate inner freedom rather than chase external trappings.
We know all this already. We know all of this already.
Yeah, it's good to be reminded of the big things.
I would expect the Torah to be one of them, to be honest.
It also says kill people that collect stones on the Sabbath, which is not very wise.
No, I just understood why. So it says here it's because of translation barriers. Plus, it's looking at it through like the percentage of the book. So there's a third of the Quran already you could dismiss because it's talking about law and rituals and so. But anyways,
I think it sounds so biased. Like I'm not even kidding you guys right now. Daniel, you there? Daniel's been awfully
It's kind of funny
quiet.
that he doesn't think that God's book to man is the wisest book. That's so interesting.
It's a freaking pagan, that's why. It's a bloody kafir, this ChatGPT. The heck are you eating, fatty?
I'm gonna add this to my axiom. 100%.
Tell me what you're eating, Sammy.
Oh, sorry, egg roll.
Yum. I had some yesterday. I had some spring rolls yesterday. I've been having Thai for the past 3 days due to stress. So if I get fat, it's because of you and your country, Samuel.
I personally, if God gave a book to man, I would sort of expect everyone to think it's the best book, and not have lots of people think it's not in the top 10.
I'm feeling you should write a book, Sam.
Yo, how about
Book of your
ask?
own.
How about I'm gonna ask to the temporary chat to take in consideration all criterias.
No, just
That's no, because that's the
ask
the
one
Quran
criteria at a
itself,
time.
that's the
Fucking goofball.
Yeah, I'm gonna say take in consideration all criterias
You do
for
that.
a book. Because that's the whole goal. The Quran is not a specifically scientific book. Neither it doesn't have a niche. It's just like the best in all things. But
Okay, hold on. But Bhagavad Gita is a religious book. It's the book of the Hindus. So it's not to say that there was no religious or book of so-called God in this list. It did include the Upanishads, which is also a religious book of the Hindus. Upanishads are the book of laws and rules. Isn't it, Sam?
Sorry.
yeah,
What did you ask me?
I said the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita are two religious books.
Mm-hmm.
So it did put in like God books in the list, right?
Well, the Bhagavad Gita, I think, is in the Upanishads. Actually, no, isn't it in the
No.
Mahabharata?
Yeah,
Mahabharata.
correct. It is. It is not the Upanishads. Upanishads is like it has rules, regulations, ways of living, that kind of stuff, way of life. Vedas too would like give such lessons.
The Vedas suck compared to the Upanishads because the Upanishads are more philosophical.
True. See, Vedas didn't come to sort of the Upanishads came to they're like the philosophy. They're the oomph of the Vedas. They can't be like separated from the Vedics. Rig, Sama, Yajur, and Yatha. My teacher used to tell me to say like that. Why haven't you studied the Vedas or even the Upanishads, Sam? And do an internal critique on them.
Yeah, I probably should.
Although you
I
might
remember
agree.
when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I super disagreed with the bullshit Krishna was saying.
Why? It was so nice. How could you disagree with it? See,
He gave like 5 justifications for why he should be killing his family, and only one of them made sense. No.
Krishna. Do remember it's mythology, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon never use ChatGPT till now? Should I read some quotes from the Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, but you need to use your yogi voice.
Okay. Namaste. I salute the divine in you as you salute and recognize the divine in me. Number 1. For one who has conquered his mind, a mind is best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, a mind is the greatest of enemies. Happiness from the senses seems like nectar initially, but it is bitter as poison in the end. Set thy heart upon thy work, but never on its reward. He who is content with whatever comes, without attachment, not disappointed when he gets nothing, he is wise. Calmness, gentleness, silence, self-restraint and purity, these are the disciplines of the mind. As the strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming world of the senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intellect. One who sees inaction, and action in inaction is intelligent amongst men. When meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering, like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. There is neither this world nor the world beyond, nor happiness for the one who doubts. A person can rise through the efforts of his own mind or draw himself down in the same manner, because each person is his own friend or his own enemy. Namaste. I salute the divine in you as you salute the divine in me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Narvi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nargis.
Awesome.
I want to read you a quote. So this is by a writer named Thomas Carlyle, who I really like. I have to pull the quote up, apologize for the slowness. Alright, so he says, this is a 19th century philosopher. I must say that the Quran is as toilsome reading as I've ever undertook. A wearisome, confused jumble, crude, incondite, endless iterations, long-windedness, entanglement, most crude, incondite, insupportable stupidity, in short. Nothing but a sense of duty